Yvette Summers is a world traveler, percussionist, dancer, singer, and most of all, a smile collector. Smile is a universal language. No matter what country I have traveled to, if I smile, people understand that language. And actually more people approach me because I smile. And so that's how I define a smile. It's a universal, beautiful, loving, joyful language. It actually came from me traveling the world, asking people, can I have their smiles? But what really propelled this was my camera actually broke. I have a classic Sony camera, Lumix, and it broke, and I ended up taking it to I got another camera actually, but it just wasn't magical. It just didn't have the light that the other camera had. And I took it to the shop, and the guy laughed at me. He was like, ma'am, just go get you another camera. And I was like, no, this one has to work. He goes, okay, I see you really want it, so take it down the block. There's a guy there that possibly can help you. And I decided I walked down the street, I walked in with my camera, and the guy came from the back. He saw my little Sony Lumix. He was like, nope, I don't have time, ma'am. Nope, I can't fix your camera. And I was like, but please. He was like, no. I left the shop and I looked in the lens and I was like, I blew into it. Please come back. You took so many amazing smiles. And the camera, and it started working, and from that moment on I knew that this was my mission, to continue to collect smiles from around the world. I've been all over Europe, from London, Belgium, Paris, the south of France, Spain, all over Europe. I've also been to the South America, Brazil, Jamaica, Mexico, a beautiful place called Puerto Morelos in Mexico, Cancun, all over Canada as well. I lived actually in Vancouver for a while. I love that. I've actually in this major paradise of Puerto Morelos in Mexico. It's a paradise. People must go there and see this place. People are really, truly happy. I was on a bike riding to the little square in the city, the little town, and these young girls were on the corner. And I just smiled at them, and I kept going about my business. And later that evening, I saw this young lady in a convenience store. And she came to me and she started speaking to me really fast in Spanish. And I was like, oh, slow down. She goes, oh, you speak English. And she said to me in English, she goes, I saw you earlier today on the bike and you smiled at me. And I just want to tell you, you've changed my life. And I was like, oh, really, honey? She's like, yeah, and you made me want to be a better person. And I said, honey, I hugged her. I was like, you've changed my life by telling me this story. And we both were crying and hugging each other, and I invited her. I was like, I gotta get your smile. Of course I had my camera and I went outside, and I remember it was raining and the wind was blowing us around, and I took her smile. And I mean, I've walked through malls or streets and I smile at people and wow, you made my day. So yes, it's energizing. It's definitely, if you compare to walking up to someone that's frowning, you feel afraid. But through a smile, yes, it energizes you, it uplifts you, it makes you feel good. It changes the chemistry in your body, from up to happy. When you smile and feel it's up. And when you're down, it's down, So it makes me feel good. We are planning some amazing things, actually. Perhaps a documentary, a film showing what a smile can do and how it can touch people. Not only the smiles, I get a chance to hug people when I smile. I realize people, some people haven't been touched, just a hug. And when you feel like you hug, you feel like someone cares about you as well. So I'm after the Guinness Book of Record of collecting the most smiles. I think everyone should smile. Actually, children, for kids, babies. That's where I really get my love. If I want to feel loved, I just connect with a child, a baby, and I smile at these kids. And I think we, as all adults, children, everybody, should smile at children. You know, they're coming into this planet, this earth, and they're looking at us, and we're not even present. We don't even see these babies that are looking at us, like looking like, wow, you're an adult. Smile at them so they feel, wow, and you smile back, and they just, they give you the biggest smile, and they're like, yeah, and they go, I see you, and I see you too. So everybody, there's no age bracket, there's whoever, you know, bring joy to a person's life, and especially children. Smile at them. They get so much. They don't know, they just like hear, and we're teaching them, and we should teach them through energy, through a smile, really, truly. I would say when you roll out your bed, be grateful that we got another day. Like, thank you, thank you. Wow, we got another day to experience. And you kick off your morning with a smile, your whole day should be happy. There's still something to be grateful for. Wow, I got another day. See, one thing that we tend to forget, that we think there's a shortage, that there's not enough. But there is plenty for everyone. There's an abundance for everyone. Even if we think there's scarcity, the world has so much for everyone. And trust me, if you start your day off with, yes, I'm grateful. Yes, I have another day. The more you're grateful, the more you get what you're grateful for. But if we start, oh gosh, I have this bill, oh my God. But because it always works itself out. We don't understand, but it always works out. You know, and as my friend Stu Charno would say, it's wasted worrying. It's just wasted. It's not even necessary, it's wasted. So many people that have inspired me throughout my life. A lot of dancers, Martha Galarraga, she's from Cuba. Actually, she's living in Paris now, and she's traveling through all over the world, sharing her music and culture. And her father, Lázaro Galarraga, was my teacher as well. Pedro Martinez, he's living in New York. He's won many Grammys, and he's just really doing well. He was actually at my first dance lesson, playing congas. Now he's in America, he's a superstar. So it just goes to show you, you just keep working towards what you love to do and your dream, and magic things happen, really beautiful things happen for you. But I have so many different people that have inspired me, from my really close, I have so many close friends. I don't even want to name them, because I'm like, oh, you forgot about me, you forgot about me. Shaker Ray is we're calling it African Roots musical group now. I actually I was with a band called Los Hombres Calientes, and it was a Grammy nominated band, and actually won Best Latin Jazz Billboard Award. So when I could no longer be in this group because I moved from New Orleans and starting my own thing, I met Luis Eric Gonzalez, and we decided to put some music together and start touring Europe. I wanted to cover the African diaspora. So anything that had to do with Africa, whether if it was Afro-Cuban, African-Jamaican, Afro-Brazilian, African, African-American funk, pop, all of it, we wanted to put it together. And we call it Shaker Ray. And it's an amazing band. And I dance as well. So there's a lot of rhythms that are in the music, and I do the dance that the drums, when they call out, I do the dance. Dance salsa, funk, different rhythms for the ocean, for the sky, different African rhythms for the energies in the world. So I studied in Cuba, so for Oshun, that she represents light and honey and beauty, and she loved butterflies and flowers. And I was married once to someone that have studied African music, Mr. Bill Summers, and I started studying through him, and he connected me with a lot of gurus in Cuba, from a lot of African gurus from all over the world. And because our music and the slaves were stripped from our culture, I had no identity with this kind of music. But Cuba was able to sustain our history, our culture, through music and dance. They were able to sustain a lot of our history. A lot of places, actually, the only place in America that was able to sustain a lot of the traditional music and song and dance was New Orleans we call it. And the Africans there used to gather in a place called Congo Square. And the French, which they actually love traditional African music, they were entertained by the Africans. So they let them continue their African music by dancing through their songs and music. They were like, wow, let's go see what's happening here. So they love the entertainment. Still to this day, the French culture love African music, jazz, anything that has to do with Africa, they love it. That would be live your passion. Whatever your passion is in life, find it and live it. No matter how small or how big, whatever makes you happy, whatever brings you joy in your life, find it and do it. You keep your respect level high. You give respect in return, you receive respect.